actually. We've got a new record coming out. Actually, just came out 3 weeks ago. Individual Thought Patterns. We've been doing some European dates, a couple weeks with a bunch of other bands a couple months ago. That went really great. We just did a festival in Holland, and now we've been touring the U.S. for going on about 3 weeks. Coming up soon, so I've been pretty busy, definitely.
So what happened to the old lineup and how would you describe the new boys in the band?
The old lineup went on to do their band, which they still had together at the time when they were helping me out. And so they're doing their thing now, and that meant I needed to start looking for new people, and luckily that wasn't any problem. I lucked out and got a hold of Gene, formerly of Dark Angel, and called him up, and he was into jamming out, and so that was great. And then to top it off, I got Steve back jamming again. He's taking time from Sadis right now, who are still together, you know. And so it's been fantastic, and we got Andy LaRock from King Diamond to come down and do some lead work. So it was a really top notch, experience, definitely, as far as the musicianship and people being really strong at what they're doing.
Okay, how would you describe the new record as opposed to the previous albums?
I would just say it's definitely a lot more varied as far as the music isn't so one way. It's got a lot of curves to it. A lot of curves to it, and it's definitely just a lot more varied. There's a lot more going on. It's a lot less predictable, definitely.
Okay, now kind of archive question. Could you describe like how you got into playing and creating the music you play, and how would you like to describe the whole genre of what it developed into? 1960s?
I was lucky and found out about underground metal just by chance. I got into the underground. There was a record shop that carried Kick Ass Monthly or Metal Forces, and I got the second issue with Dio on the cover. You know the one. And from there on, it just set me into the underground metal scene, which is one of the most incredible things to be part of. If you're into a metal or rock or anything, is a really special movement.
Okay, so how did it develop from there to 1992, where you have a tour bus, you have a band, you have records, things are happening?
Right, yeah, things are definitely looking better. It just evolved out of 5 different demos until April of '86. We recorded our 5th demo, and we got signed finally to Combat Records. And it took a lot of hard work because back in the early '80s, Florida was not a place for metal in general, any kind of metal. And so it was very difficult getting the proper people to play with, and so it took a long time, and we're on our 5th record, and I don't plan on stopping here. I want to continue and keep moving things forward, which is where I feel the new album is definitely taking us.
Okay, even though you are considered a death metal band, you deal with a lot of important issues which need to be touched. Could you explain or introduce some of those things you think about?
On the new record, a lot of the issues deal with the corrupt side of the music business. People I have to deal with, and every other band out there has to deal with. That makes it very, very difficult to continue doing what we're doing. I've overcome a lot of odds, and I'm happy to still be here. And the people out there that hurt the bands financially and as people, those are the people that in the end get shown for what they are. A lot of the new lyrics reflect that what comes around goes around type attitude. I am set in my ways. I'm going to continue doing what I do. It's what I enjoy and what I know best, how to do. If I didn't do this, I don't know what I do. Maybe I'd be a cook. I like cooking. That's pretty limited. So, I plan on continuing to do this and putting the lyrics in the direction of reality. Like I said, the new lyrics are dealing with the corrupt side of the music business and stuff like that.
Okay, well, being like one of the leading bands of death metal, and a lot of people might have a different image of you than you wanted to see. What kind of person is Chuck Schuldiner of death? I mean, I call you once in a while and you do you mow on or
Right.
whatever. So
Very,
who's Chuck?
very very down to earth, family oriented, home type person. You know, I like doing simple things. I like going to the beach, having a good time, barbecuing, you know, playing with our cats and dogs, you know, things that everyone pretty much enjoys doing. You know, I enjoy a very normal lifestyle. It's nothing outrageous, no wild parties. I'm pretty mellow, and you know, it's just I like apart, staying a part of the normal side of life, and that's what it is to me. Normal things, you know, doing things with my friends and family, and just being a normal person because the music business is not normal, and you need a break, and you have got to separate the two because there's a point in my life where they were getting mixed, and it's not a good thing. You know, it's not a good thing at all to mix, to get your anger and against the business involved into your life. You know, you really have to keep them separate, and it's hard to at times. Definitely.
Now on the funny side of things, what would you say would be like the most funniest or outrageous experience while on the tour or recording or being in the band?
Definitely, it was 2 days ago being thrown out of an in store we were doing. We arrived an hour late, not being our fault, and so we got there like an hour late, stepped into the doors, and within 5 seconds of entering the doors, the owner and his mother or wife or something screamed at the top of their lungs, "Get the hell out of here! We're gonna have you arrested for being late to our in store." So they threw us out of the in store. All these, you know, people were there for us, you know, to hang out and sign stuff and talk to, and they were in shock. We were in shock. We got thrown out. We did the in store outside the store, and in their parking lot. Meanwhile, we had arguments with the owner while signing things and told him to get a toupee and all this. Go to hell, whatever. Many other things I can't say. And, it was wild. I've never been kicked out of an in-store for being late. Things happen, and people have to realize that. It was definitely interesting, to say the least.
Okay, so
Definitely.
to wrap things up, what's next?
To keep continuing doing what we're doing, playing music, keep expanding what we're doing musically, and you know, stay true to what we're about, and that's a metal band, and you know, hopefully people will stop putting categories on things, and this music can be accepted on a bigger level one day. It'd be great.
This kind of brings me to additional question. Do you see band like that going into mainstream level?
I have no idea. I remember people said Metallica were noise and crap and would go nowhere, and they're huge. And yes, in my opinion, recently they have kind of gone into the mainstream approach when it wasn't fully needed. But you know, I want to continue being sincere, not going backwards, becoming less technical, and you know, I want to just keep moving forward, and have a record each time around where people can say, "Wow, you know, that's a lot different in a way from their last album, but still be the same." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have a fresh approach, but at the same time, have it where someone can put it on and they can say, "That's death," except a lot better. I hope each album's better. Definitely, that's our goal.
Okay. Let me ask you another question. Do you feel the moniker that still fits what you're doing, like as far as personal views and musical views are concerned?
At this point, it's just a name, and it's a name that definitely, when I thought of it when I was 16, is a lot. You know, the band's a lot different, lyrics are a lot different. You know, they're more like movie oriented, like gory type stuff, which is cool for '86 and '85 and '84 and '83 and all that. But you know, you have to move on, and I think the name definitely hinders the band to a certain point, but at the same time, people really dig it, and hopefully they just take it as a name. You know, it's like Black Sabbath. That's a very brutal name, especially in 1972 or whenever 73 when they started.
Yeah.
So hopefully people can look at it that way. Death is a band in '93, and Sabbath was also a brutal name in '72, and hopefully people can accept it. And because it's definitely not my view on life. I mean, I enjoy living, and I want to continue to do so. And you know, So hopefully people just take it as a name.
Thank you.
Cool, thanks.
I need you to just look like I'm Chuck from Dad. Look for me and my band in an upcoming episode of Mind Melt video.
Mind melt video. Okay. Ready?
Yeah, go.
I can't do that.
Channel 11.
Go sit over there.
Do what?
Before y'all start.
Yeah. I'll laugh at you watching.
Channel 11. Well, this way people know there's gonna be a feature. It's not gonna be
I I just got the giggles. Okay. Dude,
Change it.
I can't. Okay. I know, but I just I'm gonna laugh. Okay.
Skip it.
Can we wait a little while and I'll do? I swear I'm gonna laugh. Okay. Let's nail it. I'll do it. Wait. Don't look away. That's what's making me laugh. Yeah, it's cool. Okay. No, don't. Hi, I'm Chuck from the band. Dude, I can't. I'm just stoned on baked.
How about
I've
just
got
watch me in an upcoming episode of Mind Melt. You don't have to say your name.
Okay.
People will, like should know.
Maybe. Hi, this is Chuck from Death. He's gonna be featured in the next episode of Mind Melt.
Look for us in metal.
Oh, that thing's like come out.
Oh, that was good. It's spontaneous.
Just skip it.
How you wanna retake?
Well, we're with Chuck from Death, and Death and Chuck will be featured in the next episode of Mind Melt.
Mind melt. Watch for it.